Guten Tag, everyone. Today we are taking a look at the Nibelungen, or the Nibelungs, retold by Franz Keim, inspired by the medieval German epic, and illustrated by Carl Otto Czeschka. This is a facsimile of the 1908 edition, faithfully reproduced, down to the small format not much larger than a CD case. The printing year is not specified, but I checked the ISBN and it might have been 1979, though if that's the case, this copy is in remarkable condition. Now, since my German these days is nicht so gut, my main attraction here will be the universal language of artwork. Carl Otto Czeschka was an Austrian artist active in the Jugendstil movement, as it was called in Austria and Germany, more popularly known as Art Nouveau. He was an Universalkünstler, or universal artist, primarily a graphic artist and craftsman, but also a painter, costume and stage designer, typographer and, of course, illustrator. The influence of his contemporary and friend Gustav Klimt here is obvious, especially in the two-dimensional compositions and beautiful abstract patterns, but also the general atmosphere, the indistinct environments that place the story in a sort of dream space. Now, this little book predates the 1924 two-part film of the same name, directed by Fritz Lang. Though, as far as I know, any connection is not officially confirmed, it's pretty easy to tell how influential Czeschka's interpretation was in the visual design of the films, particularly the costumes and framing. And that is no small compliment, considering these are some of the most stunning films of the silent film era. I believe they also have an indirect connection to Czeschka, since he apparently worked on the production of Friedrich Hebel's Die Nibelungen play in 1907, which later served as an outline for Thea von Harbou's screenplay. The same year he created a couple of lovely, very Klimtish costume designs for Richard Wagner's operas, the characters of Wotan and Tristan. The book is quite small, bound in textured paper, and inside it's printed in 4 colors. The original seemed to have used a shiny gold leaf, where the facsimile uses a less sparkly brown, and the colors were more saturated, but the reproduction does an admirable job of keeping the costs down while providing a relatively faithful result. The rare bits of orange are almost fluorescent, and the color reminds me of certain riso-printed zines I've seen. It's a popular color in that space. The text mainly uses the Ekman typeface, popular during the Art Nouveau period, as well as decades later in the 60s and 70s, popularized by the hippie movement. I'm personally not a huge fan of this typeface, but it is a fitting choice, given how it looks like a softer version of Gothic script. Well, that would be all for now. Thank you for joining me, and auf Wiedersehen.